Vietnam War was so traumatic that it took a long time for Hollywood to actually look at this subject. Although one exception was John Ford's The Green Berets, which actually was not popular with critics but was a huge success commercially. Now 10 years after, there was another film called Go Tell the Spartans, which I don't think many people have watched nowadays, with Burt Lancaster, and that was closely followed by The Deer Hunter and Apocalypse Now in 79 and 78 respectively. These films were much more widely seen and more critically acclaimed, with The Deer Hunter winning Best Picture. Now after that, it was a few more years until you had films such as Platoon, Hamburger Hill and Platoon, Casualties of War, all made in the same year. I wonder why Hollywood decided to make so many Vietnam War films around the end of the 80s. What was the reason behind this? I think it was the fact that these filmmakers were finally coming to terms with all the things that they had experienced those years ago and wanted to really look at it from a more nuanced perspective, because actually these films are less likely to be against or for the Vietnamese War. They're much more likely to look at individual people's reactions to it. And Casualties of War in particular does focus on a real life true incident which saw 5 soldiers abduct, rape and kill a Vietnamese woman. And what's interesting about these movies is, although they are necessarily about Vietnamese War, they were not actually filmed in Vietnam. Apocalypse Now famously was filmed in the Philippines, and Francis Ford Coppola actually borrowed helicopters from the Marcos regime, which you see in a lot of the scenes in the movie. It's filmed in the Philippines because of the similarities in territory. And Full Metal Jacket, which is another famous Vietnamese War film, was actually filmed in the UK, owing to the fact that Stanley Kubrick did not want to travel outside of London. So there you have it, guys. Vietnam War has been a very common subject for a lot of American filmmakers, and it just shows what a terrible effect that war had on the lives of so many people. If you want to see a more quieter film, look at something like Coming Home, which looks at the effects of the war on the veterans, or in a similar vein, Born on the 4th of July, which is also by Oliver Stone, who has probably made more famous films about Vietnam than any other American director. Hopefully see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.